come during that time, we would have been in Moscow before they got to Washington. And as we were told, it was our job to see that they had nothing to go back to. I'm saying all of that just to show you the tip of the iceberg of the mighty military power that this country still possesses. And now, since they don't have the Russians to fight, why don't they fight the enemy within? Why don't they stop the drugs? They've got planes that cost more than $1 billion apiece. Well, for one reason, some of these cowboy presidents get votes by running over somewhere else, way over yonder. When right here in the hood, drugs are eating us up. Let me hear you say, we've got to do something about it. Well, let me rush along here now. But do I have you thinking? Yes. Am I making you think? Yes. And I told those men in prison, back to that again, you have the power, you have the responsibility to change your life. Well, what can I do here behind these bars? Well, one thing, you are free to think. As long as I am free to think, I can free myself from any condition. Wow. Come on, help me say it. As long as I am free to think, I can free myself from any condition. That's just another way of quoting Paul in the 12th chapter of Romans. Be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed. You see, in the world there are conformers and transformers. Those conformers say, well, they say I'm black, so I got to have sickle cell. Well, I don't even know how to fix my mouth to say that. And because I'm black, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do the other. No, I'm not going to conform to that. I remember when I first went on television, in those days I had to keep a director of public relations. He was a Jewish gentleman, and he called me one day and he said, you know, the newspaper in Chicago, we went on television out there Sunday, and the newspaper called from Chicago and said, why does Reverend Ike tell those people they can have all these things when he knows that they can't have all these things? They get upset when we wake up. But I'm not going to sleep to please anybody. Let me begin my conclusion, but never take an evangelist seriously when he says that. How do we stop self-victimization? And we need to address that because the enemy is within. On the national, international level, we no longer have the Russians to fight. The Russian Empire has been dismantled. But the enemy is within. Unfortunately, in just a drive-by shooting, the homeboys in the hood have killed more black people than the Ku Klux Klan ever did. Let me hear you say, we can't let that happen. So let's not get so caught up on that enemy without that we forget about that enemy within. There's an old quotation that says, we have seen the enemy and it is us. Now, we must stop this self-victimization. There's an interesting quotation. It's provocative. And here it is, and I'll have you repeat it after me, and you just let it dangle and see what you can do with it. If you can't handle it, throw it away. And that quotation is this: there are no victims, only volunteers. Whether you agree with it or not, it provokes you, doesn't it, to think? There are no victims, only volunteers. Let's hear it. There are no victims, only volunteers. You know, even if you have an abusive husband, you're volunteering to be his punching bag. And I'm going to suggest that we stop volunteering to fill up those jails that they're going to build. And I want to quote something that I read from Bishop Bernard Jordan this morning on one of his tape cassettes. Destiny is a matter of choice, not chance. Let's say it. Destiny is a matter of choice, not chance. You see, victims live by chance. Masters live by choice. Victims have bad luck. For years, people misunderstood me, especially the saints, whoever they are. On radio and television, for several years, I offered the secret of good luck. Why? Because the world believes in luck, and I dared to address it. And the saints went off on me. So it even lets you know you can't even conform to the saints. Not only the ain'ts, but the saints either. They'll have you pushing when you ought to be shoving. And what makes a master is when you come to know and exercise your power of choice. When you discover you have the power of choice, it makes no difference what you believe I should have and I should not have. I realize that I've got the power to choose. I have the power to decide. Oh, that brings in a commercial. Where are those tapes? Bring those tapes up here. Why are they back there? All my tapes, by the way, are going to be 50% off the first 10 minutes after the service. Right here, right here, right here. All of them, yeah. What do you think I brought them for? No. All right, leave them with me. Listen. Because there's a chapter in here titled Decisions, Decisions, Decisions. Let's hear it. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Now you see, weak-minded people don't like to make choices and decisions. Lazy-minded people. Nobody here's like that. But your destiny is a matter of choice. You don't have to leave it up to dumb luck. Again, when I was 17 years old and came to New York and had minus nothing, I used to love to walk